I wanted to ask. You mentioned you were in a short film or a project. Was that the two Bellmen that you're talking about?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Dude, that's sick. Dude, so sick. First of all, the editing for your first one being what, like 5, 6 years ago at this point, the editing on that is pretty damn decent for 5, 6 years ago at this point. Not to mention the new ones are nuts, dude. They're absolutely nuts. First of all, I'll go with compliments. Your acting, phenomenal. Comedic
Oh,
type,
wow, thanks.
awesome. Stunts, absolutely badass. Martial arts, fucking sick as well. Editing, top notch. I'm done. Anything you want to say?
I just love the it
That's
felt like
cool you saw them. Wow.
yeah, yeah. I love the ode to Jackie Chan. I mean, it was really like
Oh, you know it. You
so
know
cool,
it.
dude. The credit card in the elevator with the girl, that was kind of cool with your partner. Yeah, just a
Yeah.
couple of the suitcases. There seems like to be a suitcase one in all of them pretty much. It's pretty cool as well. Yeah, dude, it's really cool, really cool. It looked
Oh,
like it was
I'm
well.
glad. I'm glad you guys saw that. Yeah, you know what's funny is that is sort of my answer to boy. So when I got into stunt doubling, I had been doing it for 5 or 6 years already. Skateboard shows on, on Disney Channel or just little commercials. Or I think the first time I went to Japan, I doubled Orlando Bloom in some hilarious like hair commercial or something where he's like, I can't even tell you this. It looked like a mullet from space. It was incredible. Anyway, but when I got into stunt doubling and stuff like that, it obviously very exciting and cool. But I spent that kind of 5 or 6 years kind of working my way into or whatever. That when I finally did get Spider-Man and I got on set and Andrew, he was like, "Hey, dude, I picked you. I found you on the internet because I think that you would be good for this." Also, in my boss and my friend who was there next to him when he found me on the internet was like, "I tried to invite him to the audition and he missed it. He's an idiot," right? And they're like, but Andrew was like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna base Peter Parker on you." And I was like, You're gonna base him on me?" He's like, "Well, yeah, it just kind of makes sense. You're a skateboarder. I like the way you dress. I'm gonna do the pants like you and just your demeanor." And I was like, "I'm not that angsty." He's like, "A little bit you are." Anyway. So all of that to say, right, like very flattering, very cool. And then when I actually got on set, I was like, finally, someone hired me for who I am and what I do. And then when it turns out in a big movie like that, you don't have any say. Like you can have the coolest idea in the world. And they're like, "Yeah, but see here on page 5, yeah, we're not going to do that." And you're all, "Yeah, but it's incredible." And, in skateboarding world, if you have a cool idea, the coolest idea, then you film it, right? And so for me, those short films were an answer to, wow, no one listens to the stuntman, because I always assumed if you're really good at stunts or whatever, you just become Jackie Chan, right? That's just the fantasy. You're good at stunts, and then one day someone's like, "Hey, you're kind of cool. You might be able to do it. You should just be in the movie." And so it never happened. I did all this stuff and did it the right way and got to be the lead stunt double guy or whatever. And then people are just kind of like, "Hey, no offense, but your name tag is making us not listen to you, even though you seem cool or you seem nice or you seem like you have good ideas." So those short films, I got with my business partner. I was like, "Let's just produce short films for this fancy hotel chain who will pay for it. And let's do a commercial while at the same time doing what we want to do." And he was like, "All right." And I'm like, "I'm going to be the actor guy." He's like, "Yeah, of course. Why not?" And that's what it is. The other guy was a stuntman too. Great actor, funny guy. And so it's crazy in how it looks from the outside. You see the cool editing and the beautiful whatever. And the backstory really is, as soon as I started acting, people are like, "Your ideas are great. This is so great. You're so smart." I'm like, "Really? Because I can put sentences together on film?" And I was like, oh, it was just blew my mind. And then I was like, "I'll play that game. Yeah, okay. I'll play that game. Yeah, I'll say a bunch of stuff that sounds good. Sure." So it's funny that and so thankful for it, by the way. Like just how that's culminated, getting to travel that much, dude. By the way, if you haven't been, Korea, incredible.
Nice.
We wanted to do it in Japan, and I think that hotel didn't bid for it, and the one in Korea was like, "We'll do it." People are so cool there, dude. They're so freaking relaxed.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Anyway, all that to say, thank you. And hopefully that's another thing coming up is we're trying to get funding to just straight up do a movie about it. The script is written. It's all, everything is ready. We're just literally just need an investor for it.
So the two Bellmen.
Yeah.
Nice one. So talk about that a little
I'm
bit.
so down.
Yeah. So you're trying to get funding, and there's
So basically my business partner has, like, I helped write the first one and the second one, and by the third, you have to be careful with skateboarders because we're so detail oriented and we want things to be so tricky and so hard that by the third one, they're like, just, you can fix your lines or whatever, but try not to make any trouble. So he wrote a full script for it, and dude, it's cool. I think it's an adventure movie. It's a little bit of like Indiana Jones. We go to like some secret temple. We got to do all this like full blown like obstacle course to get there. That's all sketchy and dangerous. It's very, for what it is, dude, I think it's a great script. And you know what the hardest part about it is every studio they take it to, they're like, no, this is sick, but obviously we'll switch out the leads in it. And my business partner is like, no, what? No. You're like, you think you're going to get someone to play William better than he's playing himself right now and do all the stunts? Is that something you want? Is that a game you really want to play? Really?
Yeah.
So it's funny because what we're trying to do is stack the deck, meaning keep me in there, keep my partner Kane, and then actually make the bad guys Keanu Reeves or somebody like that who can fill out the other side, you know?
Yeah.
So it's, I don't know, dude. We've been waiting for the last couple of years for it to take off. Everything on our side of the fence is done as far as being ready for it, for sure. So
do you know what's hilarious? Like when you think about actual actors that can do their own stunts, the list is so fucking short that you literally have Keanu Reeves, Jackie Chan, and Tom Cruise, but he's not anywhere near as fucking tall as you. Jackie Chan is way too Asian to play you. You know,
I mean, isn't that crazy though that people would, the authenticity, because he's written that character around me. It's actually a character I created that we were doing this interview, me and my business partner Malachi and Kane, and they're like, yeah, we want to interview you guys about Substance Over Hype. And I was okay, cool. We got in there, and the interview was kind of like super slow. They didn't know what to ask, so I was like, tell you what we're gonna do. I'm gonna hijack it so that I'm gonna play this door guy, this Bellman with the hat on, and every time that you guys I was like, wear a bunch of layers of clothes and hats and ties and whatever. And every time you guys are like, is it hot in here? And you throw something, I'm going to fly across screen and catch it out of the air during the interview. Right. And just hijack it so that people are like, this is what they do. Like, this is literally their shtick. Right. And so from that, we just kind of based the characters off of it and then kind of went from there. But yeah, man, it's one of those things where I just don't think people realize sometimes, like, the authenticity of, like, dude, the reason why Bruce Lee, when you watch him on film say stuff when he's acting, it's electric because that dude can really do that. Like, that dude can really beat that dude up. That's why it looks right. You know what I mean? When you see Jackie do something, the dude clearly has studied Kung Fu for freaking ever, that of course he looks right doing it. So when you all of a sudden go, I don't know, we'll switch him out, my business partner was like, we really won't probably switch him out, right? But it's funny what you have to do to kind of solidify that, because for me, in the humbleness of going, I tried my best. I'm not sure how I did because I'm a skateboarder and we always want to make it better than we did before. That me even talking about it, wanting to stay in the movie, feels not unauthentic, but like, it's crazy. And people ask you that question, well, we could switch you out. Are you okay with that? And of course, me being humble, like, yeah, I mean, if it's going to make the movie, sure. If you don't think I'm good enough to play the part, but in my heart, I'm like, come on, you guys. Like, you're either behind the scenes and no one ever hears from you again, or you're the actor, it turns out. There's just the two options. I had no idea. Just two. There's just, so we'll see, you guys. I'm putting in full effort, that's for sure.
Hope you all enjoyed this pod clip. Hit us with the Holy Trinity. Go to our Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, which is at Homie and the Dude. Like, follow, and subscribe to all of those. And thanks again, guys. Have an awesome day.